I'm Dwayne Kroll from the Respiratory Department, QA educator, and I'm here to introduce our new oxygen tank taking the place of our old oxygen tanks. One of the main differences you may see on this tank is it has a gauge built on. All tanks have gauges built on. I will show you each part of this tank. One thing to note about the tank, with this gauge, it is always on. This gauge, if it is empty, the tank is empty. This gauge does not bleed or go down. So we look at different things on this tank. So first of all, on the front of our tank is instructions of use of the tank. It'll show you each item. The first item that it brings forth is it calls the pressure relief. That is your red here. We don't touch this or use this. There's nothing for us to do there. On the front of the tank, it'll also show us, number 2, it's going to show us the shutoff. This tank at now is off. If you see it's in red, and if you can see that it says off. To turn the tank on, these have to be turned on. We turn them to on, and green for on. The tank will not work with it off. It needs to be placed on. So now we've placed your tank on. Obviously, a few things more that you should be very familiar with. Number 3, the gauge that I already pointed out that's always at pressure. Number 4, if you look at this and you look at your list down here, we have your selector for your oxygen. It goes all the way up to 25 liters. Our typical patient here may be using 1 to 6 liters for walking for our patients. We obviously have where we hook our nasal cannula or our oxygen mask. We have a dust cover. The dust cover can be removed. Now this will look very familiar to what you've seen in the past. So this tank's on, we can just select our oxygen flow. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever is necessary to shut it off. Again, this tank is built on, this gauge never comes off. When the tank is empty, the whole tank with the gauge gets replaced. Again, these tanks are all aluminum tanks, so they're a little lighter. They should be a lot nicer, no switching over gauges, and I can see these to be quite the benefit for our institution. We will put a small competency together to go over these tanks with you, and we also will come to each one of your educators in your departments to go over these tanks and their use. I will now shut the tank off, back to red. The tank is off. Again, if you notice, there's a little bit of air left in the tank, but if you notice, it does not, like our previous tanks, bleed down. This momentarily will run out, and it will lead to 0. But if you see, the tank gauge stays full. Again, you get no flow unless, I'll repeat again, you have to turn the tank on. And again, that's to green. And that is the main differences in this tank and our old tanks. Thank you, and I hope this helps you understand our new oxygen tanks here at Munson Medical Center.